Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into the eerie world of Friday the 13th. Is it really as unlucky as people say? Let's find out with 13 freaky events that happened on Friday the 13th. We are talking about real-life events that happened on Friday the 13th that are so freaky, they will make you want to sleep with all the lights on. But first, a warning. This video is not for those who are faint-hearted, especially those who are Friggatriskaidekaphobics. In other words, those of you who fear Friday the 13th. This date, of course, is associated with bad luck and superstition. Frigg was a Norse goddess who originally lent her name to the word that became Friday. And triskaidekaphobia is the fear of the number 13. So buckle up, buttercups, because today we are talking about 13 freaky events that happened on Friday the 13th. Our journey starts back in the Middle Ages. Friday, October 13th, 1307. There was a military and society order called the Knights Templar. They were rich, powerful, and knew all the secrets. But their luck ran out when King Philip IV of France ordered their arrest. Accused of heresy, many were tortured and burned. This day became the origin of our Friday the 13th superstition. Can you blame people for being spooked after that? Fast forward to Friday, January 13th, 1939. Black Friday in Australia. We are talking about wildfires, not the cozy campfire kind. These fires ripped through Victoria, fueled by scorching temperatures, drought, and strong winds. The fires raged for weeks, burning over 4.5 million acres of land. They destroyed countless homes and claimed the lives of 71 people. The Black Friday fires were a stark reminder of the raw, untamed power of nature. Definitely not your average Friday the 13th barbecue. Let's rewind to Friday, November 13th, 1829, for a story about Sam Patch, a daredevil. Sam was famous for jumping off high things like bridges and waterfalls. He even survived a 100-foot plunge into the Niagara River. But on this Friday the 13th, Sam decided to jump into the Genesee Falls in Rochester, New York. The falls were over 100 feet high with treacherous currents. Sam took the plunge, and that was the last anyone saw of him alive. His body was found months later, frozen in the river. Let's jump to Friday, September 13th, 1940, during World War II. On this fateful Friday, Buckingham Palace was bombed by the German Air Force. 3 bombs hit the iconic building, sending debris and dust flying everywhere. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth were in residence but miraculously escaped unharmed. 5 people were killed, and the palace suffered significant damage. Additional bombings would follow, but the palace survived the war. Even in the heart of London, danger lurked around every corner, especially on Friday the 13th. It's Friday, July 13th, 1951, and the American Midwest is in deep trouble. Weeks of relentless rainfall had transformed the Missouri River into a raging torrent. The floodwaters engulfed entire towns, turning streets into rivers. The Kansas flood of 1951 was one of the most devastating floods in American history. It caused over $1 billion in damages. Over 500,000 people were forced to evacuate their homes. Tragically, 28 people lost their lives. Mother Nature doesn't mess around, especially on a Friday the 13th. It is Friday, June 13th, 1952, and tensions between the US and the Soviet Union are high. A Swedish military transport plane on a routine mission over the Baltic Sea was shot down by Soviet MiG-15 fighter jets. The plane was carrying American and British intelligence officers on a top-secret mission. At first, the Soviet Union declared it had no involvement in shooting down the plane. The incident sparked a major international controversy. It further escalated tensions between the East and West. Both Sweden's and the Soviet Union's stories eventually fell apart. Almost 40 years after the so-called Catalina affair, Swedish officials admitted that the plane was a spy plane. Likewise, in 1991, the Soviet Union admitted to shooting the plane down. Talk about a Friday the 13th with global consequences. Friday, March 13th, 1964, started like any other day in New York City. But for 28-year-old Kitty Genovese, this Friday would be her last. She was brutally attacked outside her apartment building in Queens. Despite her desperate pleas for help, none of her neighbors intervened. 38 people witnessed the attack, yet not a single person called the police until it was too late. The Kitty Genovese murder exposed a dark side of human nature, the bystander effect. It sent shockwaves through the nation. On Friday, November 13, 1970, a monstrous tropical cyclone slammed into East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. The Bhola Cyclone brought a storm surge over 20 feet high. Homes were reduced to rubble, crops were destroyed, and entire communities were wiped off the map. The Bhola Cyclone is considered one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. Estimates of the death toll vary, but it claimed at least 300,000 lives. It was a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature, especially on a Friday the 13th. The date: Friday, October 13th, 1972. A chartered flight carrying the Uruguayan Old Christians Club rugby team to Chile crashed into the Andes Mountains. The impact was catastrophic, killing many passengers instantly. Those who survived faced freezing temperatures and dwindling supplies. In order to survive, the survivors had to eventually resort to cannibalism. Like I said, this video is not for those faint of heart. Their story, later chronicled in the book and film Alive, is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, but it is also a chilling reminder of the capricious nature of fate, especially on a Friday the 13th. On the same day, halfway across the world, another aviation tragedy unfolded. An Ilyushin 62 passenger jet crashed near Moscow on Friday, October 13, 1972. The flight had been routine until the last few minutes. The pilots, struggling to regain control, initiated a desperate emergency descent. The plane slammed into the ground with bone-jarring force. There were no survivors. The exact cause of the accident still remains a mystery. On Friday, September 13, 1996, the world of hip-hop was rocked by the tragic death of Tupac Shakur. Tupac had been leaving a Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas when a white Cadillac pulled up alongside his car. Gunfire erupted, riddling Tupac's BMW with bullets. The rapper was hit multiple times and rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Despite the best efforts of doctors, Tupac succumbed to his injuries 6 days later. His death sent shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. The murder of Tupac Shakur still remains unsolved. On Friday, October 13, 2006, Mother Nature unleashed a freakishly early winter storm on Buffalo, New York. A full-blown blizzard dumped over 2 feet of snow in less than 24 hours. Schools and businesses were closed, transforming the city into a giant snow globe. Trees snapped, power lines toppled, and roofs collapsed. A stark reminder that Mother Nature can still pack a punch. Our final tragic tale takes us to the coast of Italy, where on January 13, 2012, the luxury cruise ship Costa Concordia met a tragic end. It struck a reef near the island of Giglio. The impact caused the ship to list severely, sending terrified passengers scrambling for lifeboats. Initially, the investigators were wondering, why was the luxury cruise ship sailing so close to the shore in the first place? Turns out the married ship captain, Captain Francesco Schettino, had sailed it so close to the island to impress a much younger Moldovan dancer with whom he was having an affair. To make matters worse, he abandoned the ship instead of directing the evacuation. The sinking of the Costa Concordia claimed 33 lives. The incident made headlines worldwide. So, there you have it, 13 freaky events that all happened on Friday the 13th. Coincidence? Maybe. Evidence that the universe has a dark sense of humor? Possibly. I don't know about you, but after hearing all these freaky tales occurring on Friday the 13th, I have become a Friggatriskaidekaphobic. What do you guys and gals think? Is Friday the 13th just a silly superstition, or is there something more sinister at play? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, stay safe out there, especially on Friday the 13th.
Thank you for watching. Hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. We do like to know and hear your feedback. And if you have the means, please consider supporting us on Patreon, where you can get early access to our videos, and where we post bonus material. Till next time, this is Geeky Tidbits saying cheers and have a good day.